Right, so we're actually gonna start on our bellies. We're gonna take our blankie and fold it in half. And then rather than really placing it on the stomach, we're just gonna support the hips a little bit more. So just come onto the stomach with your roll. I'm just gonna keep looking up to make sure you can kind of, oh yeah, sure. And so once you're all set up, and we're gonna be here for about 7 to 10 breaths, and go ahead and just rock back and forth. Maybe, I'm noticing that I probably want mine a little bit higher, so I'm gonna make mine a little bit higher. It's right below the stomach, supporting right on the hips. Taking the legs as wide as you'd like. And then we'll stay here. Transitioning into practice. Let the upper body be nice and heavy. And start to deepen the breath so that you're feeling the front side, the left and right, and the back side of the chest. Deepening the breath, take about 5 more long, deep breaths like that. One more long, deep breath. And then take the hands to either side of the sideways. Press yourself up. We're going to take this roll and slip it behind you so that we're seated on tops of the heels with the roll pressing down onto the ankles. And then start to walk the hands back as you squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the chest slightly. Might be on the tippy tip of the fingers, and feel free to rock the hips to let the head drop back. One more breath. And then draw the chin to the chest. And you'll take the right hand down and sweep up and off to the side. Hang lots of length along your left side waist. Look down and up or roll through the neck. And then press off and just switch sides. Back to center. And so from here, we're just going to take the right leg out. We're still sitting on the little bit of a lift here, and forward fold. You can crawl the fingertips forward. allowing the weight of the body to come forward a little bit more. Crawl if you need to, reach with the chest. And then we'll walk the hands back. Bring that right foot behind you again. Second side, left foot out. And wiggle the hips, whatever you need to do. Walk the hands back. Retuck that foot underneath, and now we're going to curl the toes under and sit on top of the heels. Take the arms out to the cactus shape. And we're going to inhale, lift and squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, tuck, roll, and fold, forearms touch. Inhale, open, and exhale, fold. Opening across the collarbones, big breath in. We're just doing one long round, 5 more. Waking up the soles of the feet, getting good stretch in the ankles. And after this last one, we're going to slide forward. You can remove the blankie from behind you and move forward to all fours. Feel free to knock the tops of the feet or sway the hips. And then we'll feed the right arm underneath the gate of the left arm for reaching under the bed pose. Drop down into the outside of the shoulder. You can crawl the left fingertips out. One more breath. And then from here, you're going to bring that left elbow to meet the right. We're going to cross the arms and press yourself up into standing on the knees. And with eagle arms, where we'll inhale, lift, then exhale, reach the sits bones back, come forward. Inhale up. Exhale, lift the navel, come forward. Lots of motion along the spine. Pushing into the tops of the feet. Feel the inner thighs roll towards one another for stability. One more rotation here. And then the next time you come down, we'll unlace the arms, slide back out to all fours. Go ahead, wiggle the hips. Whatever you need to do. Second side, left arm reaches out. Feet underneath, tuck the chin. On your next inhale, right elbow slides back to meet the left. The opposite arm, press yourself up to standing on the knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Once more. And then on this next one, come on down, unlace the arms. We'll slide all the way forward and curl the toes under as you drop down halfway. Peel the chest through the gate of the arms for a knee down, upward facing dog. And then push between the shoulder blades. Send the hips back to just touch the heels. And we'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, come forward. Come down halfway, exhale. Inhale, press up, roll those inner thighs to touch. And then push up between the shoulder blades and back. Twice more. Inhale. Drop down. Lift. Press back. Last one. Inhale, drop down. Inhale to lift and press back. This time we'll inhale and flip the feet over, push into the shin bones as you drop all the way to the back. Once you're down, we're gonna do a little bit different work in the shoulders. So just take the hands outside the plane of the mat, and then you're gonna rotate the fingertips towards you. Grip the mat with the fingertips. The low half of the body is just stable as you inhale, press up, and exhale, come down. Inhale up, and exhale down. It's a little bit different work in the shoulders. We're so used to our elbows tucked in. So now just really getting that expansion across the collarbones. 4 more. Last one. And then we'll slide the hands back and push yourself all the way back, knees nice and wide, into a child's pose. So that can feel kind of funky on the shoulders. Let the arms be as wide as they need to be. And just move the hips back and forth. Rocking the forehead. And then we'll curl the fingertips off to one side. Just get an extra stretch in the sideways. Up and over to your second side. Back to center. Slide forward, draw the knees underneath the hip. We'll step the right foot back, push into the top of the left foot to the left. And then exhale, curl it knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl it. 3, 4, 5. On this one, we're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And then slide the left knee forward so that you're seated on top of the hip on the heel, just like we had earlier with the blankie underneath. But this time, we're just going to take a little twist. Push down into the right foot. Take a twist, plant that left hand, and pour back. Then you're going to come forward, twist the other way. And then from here, we're going to plant both hands, shift your weight forward, slide that left foot back to plank, and step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale and plank, and exhale, knees down, chest down part way, lift into your back bend, push up, and settle the hips back to the heels just for a moment. And then second side here. Put the right toes over, step the left foot back. We'll lift the left foot, inhale, exhale, curl it. Inhale, extend, exhale, curl it. 3, 4. This one, we'll step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Slide the right knee in, so you're seated on top of the heel. Walk the hands back to the right, pour back, and then press off, walk the hands around, draw the knee to the chest as you lift and twist. Back to center, plant the hands, we'll slide the right foot back to plank, followed by the left. Inhale and plank, exhale, knees down, halfway, inhale, lift, and exhale, press the hips back to the heels, just for a moment. We'll flip the feet over, slide the hands to either side of the legs. And so we're going to do a little bit of core work here. I'm actually already getting warm, so I'm gonna ditch my top shirt. So this core work really depends on the grip in the fingertips. Really want to grip with those fingertips. We're going to place the hands on either sides of the knees, just so the fingertips are in line with the knees. And then we've been practicing this, rolling the shoulders and pressing up between the shoulder blades. We're going to do that. And that might be as far as you get today. We're going to start to lift the knees to the chest. And hover. And then drop the knees down and roll the shoulder blades back and away. A couple of times. You're going to come forward, just actively draw those shoulders forward. So we're stacking. Shoulders are going to travel a little bit in front of the wrists. You press up between the shoulder blades. Big inhale. And exhale. Push down and hover the knees towards the chest. Come on down. And inhale to lift and take a break. And then we'll do 3 more. Exhale, curl in. Press down and hover. Inhale. Exhale, press down and hover. Last one, holding for 5 seconds. And come on down. We'll give the arms a little bit of a rest. Go ahead and roll the legs out. We're going to come to the top of your mat, feet planted, and then roll back and forth along the spine. If you want to, you can hover the hands, hugging the knees to the chest, just like we were doing. At this time, we're just pressing into the whole spine. If you wanted to, you could start to lift the legs over and come up. Just 2 more. Last one. Come up to your seat. And so we're going to play with some Malasana rolls. Keep the right foot planted. We'll draw the left foot in. And then shift your weight forward so that we're just where we were earlier. And I'll just show you with the seated on the heel and the hip, and the arms come forward. And then we're going to drop back, roll back, and then come up, left foot forward. And you'll shift your weight forward so that you're on that side. I'm going to play this for a moment, coming back and forth. Switching which leg is in front. Once more each side. And then you're just going to roll back, plant the feet, and just take a moment, catch your breath, let the knees shift right and left. And then we'll hug the right knee into the chest, roll through the ankle, one way and the other way. Slide the hands behind the thighs, you press the sole of the foot up. And point and flex the foot, draw circles. And then we'll take this into a twist, right leg across the body. If you need to bend the knee, go right ahead. Right arm above the head. Just another breath. Switch sides. Left knee in. Roll through the ankle. One way and the other. Interlace the fingers. Press the sole of the left foot up. And then take the left leg across the body. And you can always place a hand at the low back to encourage that twist. Moving back to center, hug both knees in. And from here, we're gonna roll up, cross one ankle over the other, and then roll forward and step back to your plank pose. And just take a moment to twist and plank. Maybe look behind you one way and then the other. And we'll drop the left knee down and extend out through the right leg. So here this gets a little tricky. We're gonna draw the right knee in, curl those left toes under and press to plank. And then tap the left knee as you extend the right leg. Draw in, and then tap. We'll just do a couple more. Last one. And the right knee comes down. Take a moment to sway in the hips or cat-cow. We'll step the left foot back. Lift the left leg. Buddy. Exhale, curl in. Curl the right toes under, straighten the leg. Inhale, extend, tap. Exhale, curl. 3. Going for about 7 or 10. Maybe one more. And then both knees come down. Sway the hips back and forth. Maybe make some circles. And we'll curl the toes under. And lift to your first downward facing dog. Take your time here. Maybe the feet want to be a little bit wider. Roll through the neck. Pedal the heels. And then we'll deeply bend the right knee and step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Tap the left knee down and inhale, come up to a low lunge. So I did this yesterday. I thought it was kind of fun. We're gonna pretend like we're running, and we're just gonna bring the arms and the chest around as you come forward and back, getting a nice big stretch. Really twist in the upper body, move the head. And then we'll pause in the middle. Inhale the arms up and take the right arm underneath the left, crossing it, elbows and wrists for our eagle arms. Shoulder blades slide down. Lift the chest and pause. Keep squeezing the armpits, pushing into the sole of the front foot and the top of the back foot. As you exhale, lift the navel and come forward. We'll plant that left hand, big spiral with the right arm as you twist. Curl the left toes under and press to a high lunge twist. Look down to see that the left knee is still over the left ankle. And then we'll take a big windmill with that right arm and push yourself up, high lunge. Exhale, frame the front foot, and you're gonna launch that left foot up. So you're in a half split at the top of the mat. Allow the upper body to hang like a pendulum so the left leg can come up a little bit more. We'll unwind ourselves the way we came in, deep bend in the right knee, step the left foot back. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. And from here, press yourself to plank. Come down halfway, maybe the knees down. Back bend. Push up. Downward facing dog. Okay, second side. Deeply bend the left knee and step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Tap that right knee down. Flip the foot over. Inhale up. And we're doing our run. Rocking forward and back. Let the chest sway. And good stretch on the inner thighs. One more. And then press both feet down. Inhale the arms up. Left arm underneath the right, crossing at elbows and ribs. Drop back. Tailbone still tucked, so you should feel a nice stretch on the front right groin. Lift the navel, exhale, come forward, unwind the arms, press the right hand down, big windmill, left arm opens. Curl the right toes under, engage and lift. Press down into both feet as you bring the left arm up to our high lunge. Look down in front of you as you plant the hands, and you can take a couple of hitch kicks or press right up into the half split top of the mat. Keep allowing the upper body to dangle forward, head nice and loose. Even if you can't see me. A little soft bend in the left knee. Plant the hands. Step back to plank. To the floor halfway. Maybe you're ready to float the upper thighs as you lift your back bend. Press between the shoulder blades, lift the navel, downward facing dog. And then we're going to walk the feet wider than the mat, toes face out, and walk the hands back so that we're in a mini wide leg back of the mat. Upper body just hangs. You can shift your weight left and right. And then we're going to take the blanket and slip the blanket underneath the heels as you drop down into your squat. If you don't need the blanket, that's fine. I'm just going to turn to face. So once we have the blanket underneath the heels, see if you can draw the toes a little bit more forward and bring the arms to the inside of the legs as you press down and lift up. We're squeezing. So if I was to let go of the arms, my knees would come all the way forward. And if I was to let go of my legs, the knees would travel wide. So there's a lot of action here, pressing. Opposites bones down. And then we're going to plant the hands and lift the hips forward fold. And then with breath, inhale, drop down into your squat, exhale, fold. Going as quickly or as slowly as you would like. Just remember that when you come down, we're still really trying to hug the knees into the chest and the inner thighs towards one another. Last one. And we'll end in our forward fold. You can take the blanket out if you have the blanket. Heel to the feet underneath the hips. And then sliding the hands up the backs of the legs, start to peel yourself up to standing. Once you're up, take the shoulder rolls, fix the clothes, maybe some circles with the nose in one direction and the other. And from the back of the mat, we'll take the hands together, heart center. Let the weight of the body press down to the floor. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. Drop the hands on either side of the sideways. Inhale, sweep the arms above the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, walk yourself out to plank. Inhaling in plank and exhale halfway, moving to your back bend of choice. Lift the navel, press to plank, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We'll step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, and then drop the left knee down. So we're back in our mini malasana. From our mini malasana here, you inhale and then exhale, press into the floor and lift up to half split. Inhale, malasana, exhale, press, lift. We're only doing 5, 3, 4. Last one. Pause with the left leg up, and then we'll reach that left leg back and come into warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. Reaching the left hip around. We'll slide the right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Inhale, lift, deep bend in the front knee, and exhale, humble your warrior, come forward. Another breath. Unlace the arms, plant the hands, step back to plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Plank. And downward facing dog. Second side, left foot to the outside of the left hand. We'll drop the right knee and slide forward. Inhale into that half malasana. Exhale, come forward, plant the hand, kick the right leg up. Inhale down, exhale, kick up. 3, 4. On this last one, stay in that half split, standing split. Bend the left knee, step the right foot back. Inhale, press up. Virabhadrasana 1. Keep the left arm underneath the right, crossing at elbows and wrists. Inhale, lift the chest, deep bend in the front knee. And then exhale, lift the navel as you forward fold. The heart rate come down. Unlace the arms. Turn the back toes, step back plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Press to plank. Downward facing dog. Walk the hands to the feet. Forward fold back your mat. Sliding the hands up the backs of the legs. Inhale up to stand. Exhale, arms to either side of the sideways. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, travel to downward facing dog. Rock forward to plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. and the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Drop down into Malasana. Inhale here and then exhale. We're going to drop the hips and lift into our boat pose. So you can just stay here, holding on to the backs of the legs. I will inhale, extend, and exhale. Squeeze, just 5, 3, 4. On this last one, come on up, right shin over the left. Roll forward, maybe. Roll forward, pushing down into the ground to press yourself to plank. Taking your back bend, downward facing dog. Second side, left foot to the outside of the left hand. Right foot to the outside of the right hand. Drop down into Malasana. Drop the hips down. Boat pose, Navasana. And if you're ready, you're going to, we'll extend and hover and exhale, squeeze. 2, 3, squeeze those inner thighs together. 4, last one. This time the left shin over the right. Roll forward. Press yourself up. Step back to plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing. Plank and downward facing. 3 breaths. Walk the hands to the feet. Forward fold back of your mat. Just stay with that forward fold. Maybe even feed the palms of the hands underneath the feet. One more breath. We'll take the hands out. Walk forward to downward facing dog. We'll drop down onto the knees and push ourselves up to standing on the knees at the back of the mat. Before we get into full eagle, we'll just do a little bit extra hip stretch. There are a couple of ways you can do this. I think it's more fun to do the balance, but you could come to all fours, slide the right knee forward, and then take that left knee behind and just press your hips back a couple of times. Or what you're gonna do is start standing on the knees at the back of the mat. This is a great time for a block if you have one, just for balance. And then you'll raise the right leg and cross it in front. And then shift your weight to the right foot, raise the left leg, cross it in front so that you're walking on the knees forward to the top of the mat. Then once you get to the top of the mat, you'll press yourself back. Some days balances work better than others. Until you get all the way to the back of the mat with the right knee in front. And I'm just using all this a little bit more for demonstration. And then you're gonna come forward and back until eventually you're pressing the hips back. And then fingertips forward. Getting a nice big stretch at the hip. Walk the hands up. Unlace the legs. And do the same thing on the second side. So of course, the option to skip the walking, or you'll start with the left knee. And if you didn't try it, give it a shot. There's something underneath my mat there. Round, forward, and then back. I definitely need the block today. So we'll end with that left shin in front and press the hips back. Feel free to wiggle and shake, twist if you need to. Letting the body calm down. And then we'll unlace the legs. And again, travel to your downward facing dog. Pedal the heels if you still need to. Soften the knees, lift the hips, maybe a little booty shake before we move to a forward fold in the middle of your mat. From your forward fold, go ahead and sit back into chair pose. And we'll start with the arms for full eagle, bringing the right arm underneath the left. So I keep finding that if I video while I'm like videoing myself doing this, I look at myself and I inevitably fall over. I'm going to turn to face forward. I'm looking down to see that my feet are in one line, reaching the hips way back, heavily weighting my left foot and hugging the right knee up, and then crossing. My hips are feeling rather tight today, so my right toe is not going to make it all the way around, and that's okay. I'm going to keep sitting more deeply. You can always just tap the foot on the floor too. Then find somewhere to look at that doesn't move, that being the key, and keep sitting back. So from here, we're going to move into that half standing, half split again by unlacing the arms. Forward fold as you extend the right leg up and back. And up to you, you could take a little extra hip stretch here by hugging the heel to the hip and drawing some circles with the knee. Throws my hip in one direction and then the other before you bring the right foot back down, standing forward fold. Sit back into chair. Now the left arm underneath the right. Reach those sits bones back, heavily weight the right foot, hug the left knee into the chest. Get lots of space. You twist and sit, 5 breaths. We'll unlace the arms, and as you're forward folding, unlace that left leg, kick up and back, half split. Point the toe, hug the heel to the hip, draw circles in one direction. Switch directions. And then the left foot steps to meet the right. Standing forward fold. Then go ahead and make your way onto your bottom so you could lift the heels or drop down into a little squat. Maybe for a moment, squeezing, lifting up. And however gracefully or ungracefully making your way onto your bottom. So we'll shake the legs out before we start our next hip stretch. And then take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And you're just going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Fingertips face the hips, or you can have them a little bit wider. I usually find that's better for my shoulders. I'm going to push down into the ground, lift the hips, and then exhale, come down. Inhale up, exhale down. 3, 4. Last one. And then just take a minute, rocking the hips back and forth. Or if you wanted to, you could move the chest. And then we're going to move from this into fire log by heel toeing the right foot underneath the left knee. The shins are stacking somewhat. If your shins don't stack and you have a block, you can slip a block underneath the knee. You're looking for about stacked shins. And then you're going to push down to the ground and lift the hips so that the sits bones have some more space. Then start to move forward into your forward fold. You could take the block or bend elbows so that you're capturing the forehead and really allowing the body to have this moment to start to relax. So usually we just stay for 5 breaths. We're going to stay for 8. Another 3 long rounds of breath. And press yourself up. Unlace the legs in between sides. Not a hyper wide leg forward fold, but a wide leg forward fold. And you might want to rock back and forth on the sits bones as you come forward. Feel free to use the block, but this is just 5 breaths. Inhale to push yourself up. Assist the legs closed, second side. She says, left ankle over the right, I think. No, right ankle over the left knee. And then hands behind you as you press into the floor, lift the hips. Exhale, come down. 2, 3, 4. Last one. 5. Now we'll take a moment here to let the legs travel right and left. Like I said, if you wanted to, you could even kind of come up, take a little full Motzi twist one way or the other. And then we'll heel toe so that we're back in fire log, second side, forward fold. 8 breaths. Keep imagining the hips softening down and away. Inhale up. Unlace the legs. Take them maybe a little bit wider than you had in the last round. So you might even want to start to move the flesh away from the sits bone. Really paying attention to the toes and the knees facing the ceiling. You crawl forward 5 breaths. Inhale, walk the hands up. Assist the legs closed. Wiggle and shake the legs. Maybe the neck. And then sliding the heels towards the hips. Go ahead and roll down onto your back. We'll take a little shavasana here. You can take the hands to the belly. Move the flesh away from the sits bones. Connecting back to the breath. Inhaling. Feeling the belly press into the hands. Exhale. Turn to breathe into the expanse of the body. After opening up all of the joints, seeing some blood moving a little bit more quickly, a little bit more clarifying for the body. Allow yourself this time to rest. And then start to focus your breath on something that you're feeling grateful for today. Maybe even something you're grateful for from this morning to right now. And thinking back to this whole week. You're grateful for from this whole week. Something that you're grateful for in this past month. Even this past year. It's acknowledging gratitude both in its small doses and in its large doses. And something that you're planning on, something that you see yourself actually doing in the future. Something to look forward to. Whether it's just taking a walk, or maybe planning on a visit, something that you're planning on doing, something you're grateful for in the future. I'm going to start to wiggle and shake, holding that sensation of gratitude. Drawing the heels to the hips, rolling off to one side. Coming up to a seat. Maybe drawing some circles with the nose in one direction. Switch direction. And you'll let the chin drop to the chest, take the right hand down, sweep off to the right side. And press down, sweep off to the left side. And this time you press down, interlace the fingers, press up towards the ceiling, big inhale, and exhale, fold the hands together at heart center. Yeah. Things I can't control. Take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let the chin drop to the chest. Thanking yourself for coming to your practice. May you be well and safe. May you be kind and know that you are loved. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh man, that was the best yoga workout I've ever done.
Really?
That was so fun. I kept wanting to like be able to be like, this is like, it was just so original. Like I loved all the.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I totally like couldn't even think about what was going on because I'm like, wait, where's my leg going now?
Cool. Well, I'm gonna put it up on here. Let me just stop the recording.
Oh, sorry.